Hello and welcome back to Katie's Business Tips. Glad to be with you. In this video, we are talking about who pays GST or maybe HST, depending what province you're in. Almost everyone really pays GST or HST on most taxable supplies and properties and services other than anything that's zero rated. So most times when you go places, you're paying GST on things. Remember that if you have a certain Native or Indian status, and some other organizations, they have an exemption. So even some governments and territorial governments, they don't always have to pay GST. There's certain exemptions depending on if you're government or part of an Indian tribe and so forth. Some individuals, businesses, and organizations are falsely claiming to be exempt, so you got to be careful with that. They're claiming to be exempt from GST, and in some cases, they may even present a fake exemption card to avoid paying tax on their purchases. So be very cautious. If you run a business and someone comes in and says, hey, here's my exemption, be very cautious because you would be surprised at how many fake cards there are and people faking that they shouldn't have to pay tax. So be very cautious. And if you do not collect the GST from someone who falsely claims, the problem is you still have to account for that GST in your sale because the government's going to go, well, you sold the product. Where's the proof that they were exempt, right? So be very cautious not to fall for that trick. And remember that when you are collecting GST, if you're collecting on the collecting side, you don't collect it from out of country. So if you're American and watching this video, for example, you are not going to pay GST on most things unless you come to Canada. So if you come to Canada, you're going to pay. But if you order something from the States, through Amazon or through whoever, you're not going to pay GST. So being a non-resident can make it so you don't pay GST. And here's the other thing that I would just want to mention about GST is when it comes to real estate, when it comes to commercial real estate and certain types of real estate, even residential when it's the first sale, there's GST to pay on that. Now, residential over and over again obviously doesn't typically have GST, but commercial, potentially farmland, all those kinds of things, you would pay GST on those property purchases. Now, real estate, GST is complicated. I could talk about it in another series, but at the end of the day, you may pay GST also on your real estate. If you ever have questions on what you pay GST and who pays GST, we'd love to hear from you. Post in the comments below. Thanks for being a part of our business tips, and we'll see you in the next video.